Hello and welcome to Inside Indiana Business. I'm Gary Dick. Well, Jim Schellinger was appointed Indiana Secretary of Commerce in 2017. In the ensuing 4 years, he hit the road and the skies, selling Indiana to the world as a business destination. During his tenure, he made more than 200 economic development trips, including 61 international missions to 29 countries. The result, 4 years of record numbers for jobs and investment commitments. Earlier this month, in a move that surprised many, he announced he was stepping down as Secretary of Commerce. For some answers on why and what's next in the state's economic development pipeline, pleased to be joined by Jim Schellinger. Jim, welcome as always.
Thank you, Gary. It's always good to be with you.
Okay, what led to the decision? Because as I said, a lot of people, myself included, very surprised when you announced that you indeed were stepping away as Secretary of Commerce.
Well, you reach a point as a leader, and I've only really had 2 jobs in my life. I worked at CSO Architects as CEO and chairman, president at one point, and then with the IDC as secretary. And you reach a point, my predecessor used to say, you know, you have a shelf life. You're not a Twinkie. And he said, you go in with a splash, do the things you want to do, set out the vision for the group to get things achieved, which we did, make your mark and leave with just barely a ripple. And that was always his advice to me, and he was my business mentor, the only business mentor I had, and I just followed his lead. And I think we got to a point where we've set every record at IDC under Governor Eric Holcomb's leadership, which, as you know, is absolutely phenomenal. And then our pipeline is extremely strong, strongest it's ever been, with 13,000 jobs in the pipeline and over $3.8 billion in CapEx. So we're really positioned at this point in time as a state. We've proven ourselves. We're really, one could say, we're on fire. And I think that's a good time to bring in someone with a new vision, with new thoughts, to take us to that next level.
What, Jim, was it a tough decision for you to make?
Absolutely, hardest decision of my life. I thought on the way to the show here today, I had the best job in the state of Indiana, and I didn't love every minute of it. I loved every single second of it. It was such an honor to represent the people of Indiana, such an honor to be a part of their livelihoods and the businesses, to help the businesses thrive. I can't hardly describe how that was. Every single day was a joy. And I say the best job in the state of Indiana. There might be somebody who would argue that being on Inside Indiana Business might be the best job in Indiana. But I thought it was absolutely the best job, and it was such an honor to serve our board, to serve Governor Holcomb, the legislators, and most importantly, the businesses and families of Indiana.
Yep, should mention Mike Staten has been elevated within the organization to interim Secretary of Commerce as a search for your successor continues. But Jim, you mentioned the pipeline, which you say is robust, and you've got some examples for us this week, some brand new news on some major economic development deals. Among them, what came out this week, Alliance RV up in northern Indiana.
Yeah, there's 2 brothers up in northern Indiana, and they've developed a special place in my heart. So there's Coley Brady and Ryan Brady, and both Notre Dame graduates, just by coincidence. Their father went to Notre Dame, and their grandfather went to Notre Dame. And they started Alliance RV quite some time ago. There are about 350 people today, a booming business, and they've just now committed. Just now, this is hot off the press. It won't be made public till next week, but hot off the press, they're going to add 650 people to their team, and they're going to invest another $33.3 million in their organization. Wow. So they're on fire. They couldn't happen to a nicer couple of guys. They're really hardworking people, and they, when I had mentioned to them a while back that I would be on your show at this point, they said, could you please announce that? Because they are a big fan of yours, Gary.
I appreciate that. Another major announcement ready to be announced now, Phoenix Financial Services. It's here in central Indiana. They're going to have a major expansion in Anderson.
Yeah, and I talked to Chad Edmondson about that, and that's Phoenix Financial is a financial services company, and again in Anderson, Madison County, which we're proud of. And they've already got 220 people up there in that organization. They're going to be adding 300 people. And the thing I should go back, I'm remiss in not saying about Alliance RV is the capital X at $33.3 billion. The number of jobs is impressive, but the average wage of Alliance RV is $42.45, and the average wage of Phoenix Financial is $38.25. So the wages of these jobs, all in all, right now, we spoke about 1,200 jobs, and the average wage for them is about $38 or $39, and that is something that I know the governor and the team at IDC are constantly honing in on. How do we improve the lifestyles of people throughout Indiana, that per capita income?
Okay, only have a limited amount of time here, Jim. Unfortunately, been another big announcement. Greenleaf Foods got a major investment planned in Shelbyville, but they're coming to Marion County as well, taking over the old Kaido Foods building.
Yeah, I spoke to Dan Curtin, our CEO, last night. They're based up in Montreal. He lives in Chicago, and they're going to put $100 million into that Kaido Food building. It was formerly their cafeteria, because they can't wait for 3 years. Their building is very intense, as you can imagine, for plant-based proteins and all the FDA approvals and things they have to go through. So they've purchased that building. They're going to employ 115 people there, and that building will stay there in perpetuity. It's not just there until they get the new building. It's there in perpetuity. So their focus right now is Marion County.
Hey, Jim, sorry, we've got 15 seconds. Next steps, next move, anything in mind?
You know, I've been asked that a couple times. I said, Laura wants to know that too, my wife. But I purposefully said when I left this job, this assignment that I love so very much, I wasn't going to have a next step, because I wanted it to be pure. I wanted people to know I did it for the right reasons, not as a stepping stone.
Yep.
So I'm, for the first time in 36 years, unemployed. But I'll start working on it after I get my sea legs back.
Okay, good. And we'll look forward to reporting on that when that happens. Jim Schellinger, outgoing Secretary of Commerce. As always, thanks very much. Thanks for your service as well.
Thank you, Gary.
All right.